Tick, 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 ding. There I was practicing with my teacher in Arizona, and they were playing some of their specially made music. And what this music did is it had a 60-second per minute beat. So in essence it went tick, 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 ding. So every 4 seconds there was a ding. Now, why are we breathing to the tick, 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 ding? Well, it involves the three aspects of the body: the physical, the energetic, and the intellectual. So deep, slow breathing. So breathing for a count of 4. So we're breathing in, we're filling the lungs, we're coming all the way down into the abdomen. So a 4-second inhale and a 4-second exhale. Deep, slow breathing. Also, we want to match our breath to our movement. And finally, we're engaging our mind. So when we're tracking the breath, that tick, 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 ding, we're paying attention with our mind, with our shan, to what's going on. We're also breathing deep because we're breathing for 4 seconds. We're coordinating our physical movement with our breath. And so we got Jing, Qi, and Shan all going on here. Jing, the physical movement. Inhaling for a count of 4. We finish the movement. Exhale for a count of 4. We finish the movement. So we match the breath to the movement. We're engaging our mind to see that the breathing finishes at the same time as the movement, and also at that 4-second interval. All right, so that's all great. So how do we do this? How do we track the breath for that 4 seconds? Well, there are several techniques we can use. We can use a ticking clock, which is the one I use when I'm doing my practices here in my practice space. I happen to have a mechanical clock that ticks every second. So that's one way. There's also a metronome, music, and your own pulse. So let's look at each one of these in a little bit of detail. A ticking clock. I happen to have one. It's behind the curtain back there, and it ticks away, and I can hear it when I'm doing my practice. And so when I want to go for 4, I just go. Then that was 4 seconds, 4 ticks. So that works well for me. It has to be a mechanical clock, obviously, because it's making a ticking sound. The other thing you can look at is a metronome. And when my daughter was taking music in school, we got her a mechanical metronome. You've seen these things. They have an arm that swings from side to side. And when it gets to the end of the swing, it goes tick, and then it comes back over here. And you can set it for 1 beat per second, or 2 beats per second, or whatever makes sense for that particular piece of music. In our case, we're looking at 1 beat per second, so that I can count to 4. So you can use a mechanical metronome if you happen to have one, but you can also get an app for that. So there are all kinds of metronome apps available, and a whole bunch of them are free, and you can do all kinds of magical things with a metronome, an app-based metronome. You can have it go tick every second, and on the 4th one, it can do a different sound. And so you can just pay attention to that, breathing in, and when you hear that other sound, so the tick, 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 ding, well, the ding means I've finished my inhale, or I've finished my exhale, or whatever. So you can do the same thing on a metronome app. You can have it do amazing other things as well. You could have it go tick, 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 ding, and do that 9 times, and that means you've done 9 repetitions of that particular pose. But that's a topic for another day. So a metronome, either mechanical or an app. You can also use some music. And my teacher with the Zen Wellness folks in Arizona, they've created music specific for a Qigong practice. It has 60 beats per minute, and there's a tempo block, it's called. It's a block of wood, and you got a little mallet, and you're hitting it every 4 seconds. And then on the 4th one, somebody shakes a tambourine. So you go tick, 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 shake, tick, 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 shake. And after 5 minutes, they have a bong, a gong sound, so that you know you've been doing that particular movement for 5 minutes. So music, 60 beats per second. And actually pretty much what they did is they took a metronome, but they did it using people to give us that tick, 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 ding. Finally, the thing you can look at is your pulse. And everybody's carrying their pulse around with them. You might be without your phone sometime, and you're looking to practice, you're outside, and you want to do that 4-second business. Well, feel your pulse, or not feel it, but feel it within your body. And so you're doing it, so it's inhale, and you can feel the pulse in your veins, and so you count it for a count of 4 on the inhale, for a count of 4 on the exhale. And then you're all set. The pulse is something that you carry around with you all the time. So there you go. 4 different ways to keep track of your movement, your breath. So you breathe in for a count of 4, you breathe out for a count of 4. You can use a ticking clock, if you happen to have one. A metronome, mechanical, or an app on your phone. Music, if you can find some stuff at 60 beats per second. And also your pulse. So 4 ways. And why are we doing all this? We want to make sure that we coordinate our breath with our movement, which engages our mind. And the more we get all 3 aspects of our mind involved in our Qigong practice, the more benefit we're going to get. And that's it for today.